Hi kings, queens, and fellow non-binary leaders, and welcome back to Nerdy Nekoma. Today we're starting a new mini-series called Hidden Heart. It is angst, but with a happy ending as always. You know, you can count on me when it comes to that. And yeah, a lot of people have been requesting recently that I continue the storyline after the Call Them Husband challenge. This is the continuation. Context is not necessarily necessary, but certainly helpful, and now let's There was a buzzing sound. Suna could have sworn it followed him the whole way home. First, the sound of the wind brushing past him as cars drove by turned into a steady annoyance at the back of his mind while walking to the train station. Then, every streetlight lining the sidewalk seemed particularly loud today. They hummed at irregular rhythms, and it was driving him mad. The neon light of that stupid neon sign at the small stop by the station flickered. The guy next to him couldn't stop tapping his shoes, and the speaker crackled even when no announcement was made. When the train finally was announced, the announcer's voice was introduced and followed by a horrible screeching sound as the tag protested its use. His head was throbbing. The strip off his back bore into his shoulder, and Komori's absence became more apparent by the second. He wasn't sure anymore if that was a good or a bad thing. The whole day of training had bugged him, but now he was certain they would have chatted as usual on their way back, and he wasn't sure he could endure that at the moment. Then again, maybe he would have been able to drown out that nauseating buzzing following him wherever he went. He groaned in frustration as the train halted at the station with a screech much, much worse than the bad audio quality of the announcement. The deep breath he took preventatively wasn't enough to prepare him to be suddenly surrounded by people again. Considering that loud talking, holding up a conversation over the phone, or even listening to music were frowned upon on Japanese subways, the people on the train were fairly quiet. It left room for the persistent humming of the LED lights and the tenacious rocking of the train, and made even whispered conversations ring loud. Suna felt as though he could hear every word mumbled under breaths, while understanding none of them. Politely muffled coughing and discreet shuffling and rustling to search bags and shift one's weight echoed from all sides. Although no one was talking to him, he felt like he had been roped into a continuous, mind-numbing conversation, and it felt equally draining. Suna sighed with relief as he finally stepped off the train and into the cool night air. The insects seemed to be mocking him as they chirped from all sides. He wanted to crush any last one of them and shatter at the street limbs where they had assembled, but he held himself at bay by dreaming of the house that was getting closer with every step. House with a bed, a nice, peaceful bed in which he could rest without being disturbed. His little place where the humming would finally stop. Except, when he stepped inside, small needles of pain bored themselves into his skull as coughing echoed from inside. For the blink of an eye, he felt his frustration making him grip his shoelaces tighter. He was in the process of untying them before he could stop himself. With another deep breath, he harnessed his annoyance and pushed it down. The guilt followed shortly after. It wasn't like Komori had decided to get sick. The Libero was so thrilled to go to practice every day, it was honestly astonishing. Blaming him for coughing was stupid, and as his boyfriend, he shouldn't feel annoyed by it. He should. You're finally home. Great. Come meet Mishinari in the kitchen. Osamu smiled at him, and although Suna knew it was meant teasingly, today it rubbed him the wrong way, and he could feel a bitter taste assembling in his mouth. Why don't you do it? You're the cook. His tone was much sharper than intended, though he didn't have the energy to regret it. Osamu's remained calm, though Suna could see in his eyes that he had grown cautious. They narrowed by a fraction, and he scanned Suna more carefully once more. Nah, I did that the whole day. Now it's your turn. Light, but clear, and right now Suna hated it. He let his bag fall harshly onto the floor to the side and got up to walk past him. Well, it's your job. Then... There was a warning in his voice this time, which only served to take Suna off more. He gritted his teeth, but fought down the urge to snap back. Osamu was less successful at that. Don't let your frustration out on me. I didn't cause this. Well, you're massively contributing to it now. His head hurt. This was stupid. Osamu was stupid, and he just wanted to lay down. Hey, it's almost finished anyway. I just need someone to set the table and bring Toya his plate. As if on cue, more coughing echoed from above, and still, Suna didn't manage the basic decency to immediately feel bad for his boyfriend, or at least not be annoyed as his first reaction. I'll get it to him. Thanks, love. Osamu took the plate Akagi offered, while Suna didn't even spare either of them a glance while grabbing 3 more to set the table with. Each clunk as the plate touched the wooden table hurt his ears and strained his nerves further. By the time they sat down to eat, he felt like an utter wreck, a string stretched to its maximum, threatening to snap at any moment. So, how's practice been today? Suna didn't reply, though Osamu, petty as he could be, had directed the question at Akagi anyway. He just tried to get his meal done and over with, so that he finally could rest. He knew his body needed the nutrients after practice, but right now he resented his biology for that. Oh, good. Really good. We tried a couple of new lineups and exercises since last week, and I think I'm really getting the hang of it. Poor Akagi tried to salvage the tense atmosphere. It was a pattern that was becoming scarily apparent. It was as if, with Atsumu out of the picture, Osamu needed someone to butt heads with occasionally, and Suna just happened to be the most stubborn aside from him, and hot-headed if poked in the right places enough times. That probably wasn't a fair assessment on Suna's part, and heavily biased given the current situation, but he again didn't have the energy to care. What about you then? You seem stressed. The genuine concern in Akagi's eyes made it so much harder to just dismiss it, but he did feel his irritation ease a little as he expressed his interest. It wasn't bad. Missed more to hear though. They probably deserved a more detailed explanation with how poorly he had been treating them since arriving here, but he doubted he could provide that. Osamu certainly noticed, and whether it was because he actually was too upset to care, or Suna simply didn't want to see it, but the middle blocker found no trace of the same concern in the brown eyes of his supposed boyfriend. Oh, also, I was thinking of sleeping in the guest room tonight. That wasn't too uncommon. Sometimes he simply needed the space, but this time Osamu's gaze darkened. You can't. He gripped his chopsticks more tightly and through gritted teeth forced out a reply. Why not? Then, you... Because Motoya's still there. You'll get sick if you join him. Akagi was quick to intervene as he sensed the atmosphere tense, and Suna... He had forgotten about that. A new wave of guilt washed over him, which he forcefully shoved down and covered in new layers of irritation. Maybe I'll just sleep on the couch. He tried turning his attention back to his meal and ignore how Akagi froze up at the statement, but Osamu wouldn't let it slide. What is your fucking problem? You've been nothing but a dick since arriving home. Maybe if someone would have just given me the space I needed, I wouldn't be so irritated right now. The food was long forgotten, even by Osamu, who usually was the first to dig in and didn't let himself be disturbed until he was finished. So what? You just want us to do all the work around here? That's not what I said. You want us to tend to your every need and treat you like the entitled prince you are? Stop twisting my words. That's not what I meant, and you know that. Then what did you mean? The room fell silent, and after a couple of seconds ticked by, Osamu just scoffed and turned back to his food. Don't act like you have proven something. I just need a little bit of space when coming home, okay? Yeah, sure. A little bit. He sounded between bitter and resigned. What is that supposed to mean? Was he provoking it? Maybe. But Osamu started it. Then it's not a little bit, Sunarin. In fact, I can't even remember the last time we spent an evening together. You always need space. I can't control what I need. He narrowed his eyes at the silver hair, turning defensive. Oh yeah? What about what we need? What if I need you to be there for me? More than on the occasional off day. If this is how it is, then what are we even doing here? Maybe it is better if you sleep on the couch tonight. I'm done. I'll go upstairs to bed and wash the dishes tomorrow. He got up and left a tense silence behind. The air felt suddenly much harder to breathe. For a moment, all Suna could do was stare at where he had been just a few seconds prior until Akagi snipped him out of it. Then he looked at him, and the guilt weighing him down already suddenly got a lot heavier. He cast his gaze onto the table, suddenly suffocated by the realization that he had more than messed up, and worse, it sounded like Osamu wanted to break up with him. A sudden pressure assembled behind his eyes, but he fought it. Just go. I'll take care of this. He weakly motioned toward what was left of the dinner Akagi had so carefully prepared. The libero hesitated, but eventually got up and left as well. Suna was alone. And as soon as he was certain of that, the first tear fell. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really hope you enjoyed this first part. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any more future content, and also you would really help us this channel. Thank you so much for that. Tell me under the pinned comment what your favorite quote and or moment of the series was, and if you want me for it to continue. This is a very new series and I hope you will like it. It's only planned to be around 3 parts. Yeah, but I really started loving to write for this ship. Yeah. Special thanks as always goes out to my nerdy Nickos. They help me so much and make sure that I can upload as frequently as I do, and they get early access. To this one, they got almost a month early access. I cannot always promise a month, but I'm just saying, so if you're not a Nickionet, maybe check it out if you want. Here's more content, check that out too if you like, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. Goodbye everybody!
Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.